शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। हम चले नेक रास्ते पे, हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना। इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। हम चले नेक रास्ते पे, हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना। इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना।
Hi friends, I am back here in Argentina to talk about your trip. It is Saturday, February 15th, 6th day in South America. After breakfast we dropped to Argentina. On the way we stopped over at the Three Borders Mark. At the Three Borders Mark in Foz do Iguaçu we got down the bus to stand at the unique meeting point between Argentina, Brazil and Paraguay for a picture. As the Iguaçu River flows down from Iguaçu Falls, it converges with the Paraná River to form one of only a few places in the world where two rivers create a border between three nations. From here we drove to Argentina border. We stopped at the border and our guide had gone to meet the Argentina border officers. In few minutes we were cleared to cross the border. Drove straight to the Iguaçu National Park.
Iguaçu Falls, on the border of Brazil and Argentina, is one of the widest waterfalls in the world, 1.5 miles across. In flood, 13 million litres of water spill over every second.
Again, here the same procedure was followed as was in Brazil's side. Here after a short walk reached the jungle train station which will take us to the Devil Throat. We narrowly missed the train. We had to wait for 30 minutes for the next train. After getting off the jungle train at Devil's Throat Station, the journey begins on a path which is approximately 2,200 meters long and has several stops with seats in the middle to rest. It seemed very long and tiring but was safe path as it was quite flat. one of the widest stretches across the Iguazu River, awaits the most important and monumental waterfall of Iguazu Cascade System, the Devil's Throat. The Devil's Throat is one of the main attractions of Iguazu Falls. The Devil's Throat allows us to be meters away from the most impressive fall and see it from above. Below we can see all the mist generated by this and the sound that catch our attention during the circuit as we get here. It is undoubtedly the highlight of this park. A unique and unrepeatable experience. Towards the end, there is the platform where we could see the Devil's Throat itself, with a strong current of water that sends a large flow of water that then turns into mist. The place was small and there were lots of people in this small balcony and required lots of patience. Here it offers a magical moment, facing a huge wall of water of over 263 feet high, located on the border of Argentina and sister Brazil. Almost everybody got wet completely because of strong mist. Falls visit, we had to rush back through the same 2,200 meters long path to reach the train station. This time it seems even longer. Upon arrival, we boarded the train for lunch at El Fortin restaurant located inside the park. It was very busy and had a buffet with millions of items. I think everybody had a good and hearty meal. Finally, bus was parked near the restaurant and took us to the airport for our 6 p.m. flight by Aero Argentina to Buenos Aires, the capital of Argentina. Bon voyage.
ante el borde de la urgencia que hay que tratarlo. No, falta y no se trata. Y lo ves.
Argentina flight was delayed and we arrived around 9 p.m. at Buenos Aires Ezeiza International Airport. After collecting our luggage, we all came out of Terminal C and waited for the guide and bus. But there was no one there. After a few frantic calls, we found out that the guide and bus were looking for us at the domestic airport. As it is a big city and distance between the two airports is about 90 minutes drive. So we had to wait for at least another hour. Since we were very late and some members bought meals at the airport shops. Finally, the guide Liliana arrived and we were all transferred to the bus. Drive to Hotel Broadway Suites was another half an hour. Everybody checked in and retired for the day.
Bienvenidos to the beloved capital of Argentina. Buenos Aires combines European architecture with a Latin passion for soccer, juicy cuts of meat, and of course, the tango. Buenos Aires was established as a gold and silver port in the 16th century and was named after the fair winds that blow in from the ocean. Thanks to its fine weather, wide avenues, classic hotels and restaurants, this South American city really is a breath of fresh air. Buenos Aires was shaped by European immigrants, and you can see why it is nicknamed the Paris of South America. The many eccentricities of this former immigrant ghetto are preserved at El Caminito, the country's most famous walkway. The balcony of the Casa Rosada, the presidential palace, evokes memories of the scene in the musical Evita featuring a waving Eva Perón. Learn all about the country's legendary First Lady in the Evita Museum in the Palermo neighborhood. Her life story reads like a fairy tale. a poor actress from the country who married the president and became the heroine of the working class. Upon hearing the news of her death in 1952, hundreds of thousands of admirers gathered on Plaza de Mayo. The diva's tomb is the most photographed grave in Argentina, though the resident cats of La Recoleta Cemetery do their best to steal the show. Line up for a tango show or drinks in nearby Café Tortoni, which has been a local icon for more than 150 years. This grand café is close to El Cabildo, the Spanish colonial Old Town Hall. Its central bell tower looks out over the Metropolitan Cathedral, also on Plaza de Mayo.
Today is Sunday, February 16th. Our 7th day in South America and full day in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Group had a breakfast in the hotel and relaxed in the morning. Early afternoon we started our city tour. Being Sunday, the city streets were almost deserted. Buenos Aires is the capital and largest city of Argentina. Buenos Aires can be translated as fair winds or good airs. The Greater Buenos Aires is the 5th most populous metropolitan area in the Americas, with a population of around 15.6 million. The city of Buenos Aires is neither part of Buenos Aires province nor the province's capital. Rather, it is an autonomous district. Buenos Aires' quality of life was ranked 91st in the world in 2018, being one of the best in Latin America. In 2012, it was the most visited city in South America, and the 2nd most visited city of Latin America, behind Mexico City. It is known for its preserved eclectic European architecture and rich cultural life. Buenos Aires held the first Pan-American Games in 1951 and was the site of 2 venues in the 1978 FIFA World Cup. Most recently, Buenos Aires hosted the 2018 Summer Youth Olympics and the 2018 G20 Summit. Buenos Aires is a multicultural city, being home to multiple ethnic and religious groups. Several languages are spoken in the city in addition to Spanish, contributing to its culture and the dialect spoken in the city and in some other parts of the country. This is because since the 19th century the city, and the country in general, has been a major recipient of millions of immigrants from all over the world, making it a melting pot where several ethnic groups live together and being considered one of the most diverse cities of the Americas. Group was taken to the heart of the city, the Plaza de Mayo. Around here we saw Town Hall, where the movement for independence from Spain was first planned. Next one we saw Presidential Palace and many old buildings around. We drive through the 9 de Julio Avenue, the widest in the world. Group also drove through few main avenues of Buenos Aires like Corrientes Avenue, known as the Entertainment Center, a street of theaters and nightlife. Also, we drove through some of the prominent residential neighborhoods of Buenos Aires. There is a small community of Indians in Argentina who are mainly immigrants from India and the neighboring countries in South America and the Caribbean with Indo-Caribbean influence, i.e. Guyana, Trinidad, and Tobago, and Suriname, and some of whom were born in Argentina and are of Indian heritage. A large number of Indians living in Buenos Aires are businessmen, doctors, financial or business executives, and employees of multinational corporations. Most of them have retained their Indian citizenship. The Indian community in Argentina has established an Indian association in the northern provinces to organize social and cultural events to celebrate Indian festivals such as Diwali. Some community members are involved in keeping traditional cultural practices alive, such as Ayurveda, yoga, Indian classical music in the Hindustani language and Punjabi language. Few group members were interested in the famous cemetery in Buenos Aires, but majority of them wanted to go back to the hotel as we had to get ready for the famous tango show and dinner in the evening. Faye members decided to go for cemetery privately next day. It was around 6 p.m. We assembled in the lobby for a brief evening city tour and then go for dinner and tango show. Dinner was arranged at El Viejo Almacen restaurant. Here group enjoyed potato and leek soup, Mediterranean salad, salmon and spinach, savory cheesecake with chips. In main course we had the sirloin strip steak, chicken, and for vegetarian it was green spinach ravioli, mushroom risotto etc. And for dessert we had cakes, chocolate mousse and sundae ice cream. And of course we had a free flow of wines, Trapiche, Malbec, Chardonnay, and soft drinks. After a beautiful dinner served to us, we went across the street to the venue where our seats were reserved for us. The dancing was performed in an intimate setting. The show was great. The tango show was terrific. Music from a live band and several very talented dancers really put on an awesome display of the tango. The theater was quite small, so we were all seated close to the action. was almost close to midnight and we were back on our bus to go back to our hotel. Hope Elite Group enjoyed this unique experience. February 17th, 8th day in South America and day 2 in Buenos Aires. It was a free day. Few of our members hired a cab to visit cemetery and others chose their favorite hobby, shopping around the hotel. There was a small unpleasant incident in front of the hotel between one of our member and taxi driver, which was little scary as he was trying to mediate between couple of our ladies and taxi driver. But it was all sorted out. Later on, in the afternoon we checked out and hang around in the hotel lobby and waited to be picked up around 3 p.m. for our 7 p.m. flight by Aero Argentina to Lima, Peru.